Scandal shakes the heart of the city, mayor's affairs exposed, employees fired, and questions that need answers. This just in. Hold on tight, because what we're about to dive into will leave your jaw on the floor. The mayor of Dalton, Tiffany Henyard, finds herself at the center of a political scandal that's shaking the city to its core. And trust me, it's worse than you think. You're about to hear details of a situation that's been brewing behind closed doors for far too long, and no one's getting away unscathed. Stay tuned. A storm is brewing in the heart of Dalton, and it's not just a little breeze. This is a full-on hurricane of corruption, power struggles, and a series of events that have led to a political nightmare. Today's breaking news is nothing short of explosive. The mayor, Tiffany Henyard, who once claimed to be a beacon of hope for the city, is now being dragged through the mud, and she's got some serious explaining to do. But let's start at the beginning, because this story is far from over. At the last public meeting, things went from bad to worse. What should have been a routine discussion quickly turned into an all-out brawl. Yes, a brawl. And not just between residents, but between the very people supposed to be running this town. You heard that right. In the middle of a meeting meant to discuss the future of Dalton, chaos erupted, and the mayor's boyfriend, Kamal Woods, was in the thick of it. Now, this isn't just some random fight. Kamal Woods, a man who's supposed to be a respected figure in the community, found himself throwing punches, smashing tables, and dragging the reputation of the mayor and the entire city down with him. And what happened after this all played out? Well, to say things got messy would be an understatement. The fallout from that meeting is still rippling through the city, with every corner of Dalton asking one question: what is going on in this town? And more importantly, how deep does this corruption run? Now let's get to the heart of the matter. Kamal Woods, yes, the same man who's supposed to be working for the city, in a position entrusted to him by none other than Mayor Tiffany Henyard, was fired. Fired for the chaos, fired for his actions, and fired because, frankly, it was clear that someone like him had no place in local government. But let's not forget about the bigger picture here. It's not just Kamal's outburst that's raising eyebrows. The question everyone's asking is how Tiffany Henyard continues to hold on to her position, despite all the evidence piling up against her. Remember, this isn't the first time the mayor has been involved in controversy. And it's certainly not the first time her actions have raised concerns. There's a long list of questionable decisions that have been made under her leadership. Decisions that have put the financial stability of the city at risk. Just a week ago, Lori Lightfoot's independent investigation into the mayor's administration exposed something far more alarming than just a bad meeting or an unfortunate fight. The report revealed reckless spending, with millions of taxpayer dollars being misappropriated, and a growing deficit that's threatening to undo all the progress the city has made. But that's not even the worst of it. No, the real issue here is what's been hidden. The money, the power, and the secrets that no one was supposed to know about. From luxury dinners to extravagant trips, Tiffany Henyard has been living a life funded by the very people she was supposed to be serving. And it gets worse. Her boyfriend, Kamal Woods, who was employed by the city, was seen driving around in a luxury car paid for with public funds. Public funds that should have been used to improve the lives of Dalton residents, not to line the pockets of a corrupt political duo. What does this mean for the future of Dalton? Well, the city is in turmoil. Public trust has been shattered, and with every passing day, it seems less likely that Tiffany Henyard will be able to hold on to her title. Residents are demanding answers, and they're not backing down. And those questions, they're not just about money anymore. They're about the integrity of the people in charge, and whether or not they're really working in the best interests of the people. What's worse, though, is that Tiffany has refused to show up to any of the recent meetings. That's right. No. Show. Not at the board meetings, not at public forums, not at anything. She's been dodging the questions, avoiding the tough conversations, and leaving the city to fend for itself while she stays hidden behind closed doors. It's clear that she has no intention of taking responsibility for her actions, and residents are growing tired of the excuses. In fact, when the last meeting went down in flames, literally, extra security was brought in for the next public board meeting. The last thing the city needed was another incident like that, and understandably so. But what's truly shocking is that despite all the chaos, Tiffany Henyard wasn't there to face the music. She wasn't there to answer to the people. She wasn't there to give any explanation for her reckless behavior or to respond to the findings of the investigation. Why? Because she's dodging accountability. She's doing everything she can to avoid the inevitable reckoning that is coming for her and her administration. But the question is, how much longer can she keep hiding from the truth? How much longer can she keep pretending that everything is fine when the walls are closing in? As it stands, her political career is hanging by a thread. And if the current trustees and residents have anything to say about it, she won't be in office for much longer. The pressure is mounting and the tide is turning. The people of Dalton want answers, and they're ready to hold Tiffany Henyard accountable for her actions. No more excuses. But let's not forget that Kamal Woods isn't the only one whose job is on the line. The entire system, everything from the mismanagement of funds to the shady backroom deals, has been called into question. And while Tiffany might think she can slip through the cracks, the truth has a funny way of coming to light. Now let's talk about the bigger picture. The investigation into Tiffany's financial practices is only just beginning. It's a scandal that could go all the way to the top. Federal investigators are already looking into the details, and from what we're hearing, things are looking grim for the mayor. If this investigation leads to criminal charges, and let's be honest, it's looking like it will, it could result in more than just a political downfall. It could lead to a federal indictment, and that's when things will get really interesting. So, where does that leave Tiffany Henyard? Out of office? In prison? Only time will tell. But one thing is for sure. She won't be able to hide forever. The people of Dalton deserve better, and it's time for them to take back control of their city. The clock is ticking, and the scandal is far from over. And that, my friends, is just the beginning. Keep watching as we follow this story because, trust me, it's going to get even crazier from here. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and stay tuned for the latest updates on this wild ride. You don't want to miss what's coming next.